Alright, so Maru versus herO, best of 5 starting up right here. As we get this underway. In the top right hand side, I'm going to kick things off with the blue Terran player, Maru. And in the bottom left, our red Protoss is going to be herO. Game 1 of the series. As we get this underway. And we have a look to see what happens in some TvP action between two Korean legends. Excited to see what these two bring. So obviously Maru must have lost to Showtime to end up here. I think herO lost to Showtime as well. So Showtime just on a hell of a run in this group. And we get to this TvP. As the racks on the SCV coming around. Yeah, Nexus coming up, probe on the way. Barracks is coming through as the probe is going to come and nibble in and go after the SCV. So a little bit of damage being dealt. Reaper in the orbital coming through. The Nexus on the way up. Cybercore coming about as well. As we just have the probe coming about. A couple of SCVs going to get nibbled away at and pushed around. Factory will be on the way. Order command coming about. Reaper coming through. Depth coming around, Warp Gate coming up. Just going to be seeing the what's going on? What's up, y'all? Thanks so much for the 5-month resub. What I love even more is entering a stream to Maru. Hell yeah. You're the only one hearing very bad in-game sound quality. It should just sound normal unless something screwed up recently. But maybe someone else in chat can help you. It sounds pretty normal to me, which should just be what you guys hear. Unless some dark magic's going on. Cyclone and a couple of Marines coming up. It goes wobbly and stuff. You need to go to your settings and turn off low latency. Yeah, if you hear the music going out of tune, guys, it's low latency mode on Twitch. It alters certain kind of things to make it lag free. You just go to settings, click the little cogwheel on the corner of your stream, turn off low latency. It really doesn't help, and it just makes stuff sound weird. Yeah, this is it's a Twitch thing. It should fix it. It usually affects the game music. I'm not sure if it really it might help in some way, but usually everyone turns it off and yeah, it's way better, and they have no problems after that. So yeah, it's the weird low latency feature. I don't even know how it works, but yeah, no idea. Medevac gonna lift up a couple units as it looks as though Maru wants to come across the map here aggressively in the early stages. Siege tank loading up. SCVs are pushing across. The Marine tank and the Viking will come over. The unit's going to gather up into the center of the map. And we have a little bit of a shove in. Obviously, Hallucination's going to try and keep up to date with what's going on. And there the SCVs arriving with the Siege tank as well. hero's preparation for this is pretty minimal, no? Cybercore going to be under immediate fire. I wonder if Maru could have just gone to the front, though. There is one battery there. I'm just thinking, I mean, he could have maybe gone in range to hit down both pylons on those gateways. We're going to pop the Guardian Shield and go, because this is a Phoenix opener, something you don't see a lot. We're going to be able to eliminate the tank quickly and the Cyclone, so a lot of the higher tech units get taken out of the way very quickly. The Marines continue to fire. The tank getting lifted once again. And we'll just see the Phoenix continuing through, the tank going down. Probes still coming up. Marines and the tank continue to come over. Barracks still building up. Cybercore on the way in, and a few Marines will continue in after the Phoenix for a few more moments. The Phoenix taking a bit more damage. The Medevac will also go down. Cybernetics Core in production as well. Add a few more Zealots on top of everything else. And these few Marines are just in trouble. I mean, this is just a shutdown based on the build. Phoenix are so good defensively, and in this situation, there was never enough to punish the Phoenix for being kind of built, right? There wasn't enough Marines or Vikings or anything, or Cyclones, etc. The Phoenix were just able to come through, do their thing, which was to basically eliminate the major threats, and then the ground army afterwards was able to do more than enough to follow that on. Obviously, this is a game where there's no kind of Twilight Council upgrades, no charge, no blink. Phoenix gathering up once more here as we just take a couple seconds. The Oracle still building, Twilight and the Forge building through, the Nexus on its way, and the Cyclone and the Marines will continue to build up as well. A couple more barracks still building by as the Phoenix come through, an SCV going down for the moment. Starboard lifts off, moves off the tech lab, Phoenix coming over. Let's see the stim pack coming through, the Marines will build. And again, a couple extra gates coming by, Twilight Council and the Forge coming up. Just get settled in there as the units go back and forth. The Oracle will drop down the Stasis Ward. Combat Shield and Stim still coming through, the Marines coming about. Phoenix just going to get pushed back one more time. Just going to be seeing the Marines going to be there. The Phoenix going to be shooting. And again, the charge and the +1 continue to build for the moment as that Temple Archives and Gateways building up as well. Next we'll gather into the center. We will just be seeing the Oracle dropping down a Revelation. We're up to the 5 barracks here, so you can see what kind of Maru's plan is, which is just to hopefully go across the map and do something with the upgrades finishing and just hopefully have enough bio to overwhelm. But that feels unlikely with the way that this game started out, the way this first fight got going and everything. It's, realistically, it's going to be tough to really make something happen of this. 61 to 53 army supply currently, as we just have a Phoenix gathering up overhead. The medevac going to get jumped on. It's going to go down as well. We'll take that out already. And we'll see a couple of Marines coming back over. The medevac still right there. And again, the couple of Widow Mines still building up over the next few moments. Oracle just activating through for a few SCVs. Going to be able to grab a couple already. 3-4 workers going down. Obviously, big push through the center, though. At this point, Maru only cares about one thing, and it's whether this attack can make something happen or not. Bio pushing through. The SCVs are coming. It's going to be seeing the bio stimming. A couple force fields going down. Widow Mines up in the sky. The Phoenix going to launch themselves onto that. Continue through. Both those medevacs now in some trouble. A couple of medevacs dropping very quickly. GG from Maru. Just initial push really got nothing. And obviously just kind of getting bullied from that point on. herO keeps his lead. Definitely, I think just the Phoenix coming as a surprise to Maru. The build that Maru does just... Because you could imagine that both these guys are, you know, within reason, you know, potential players that could take the whole tournament. I think, are they the top dog favorites? Yeah, maybe herO could be. I don't think I favor either of these guys against a SerO right now. But, so yeah, are they the top dog favorites? No, but would it be surprising if these guys won a tournament? Absolutely not either, right? So the fact that one of them will leave here before making playoffs is definitely going to have a little bit of an impact for sure on that bracket. It's going to be herO in the top left, Maru in the bottom left as you get game number 2 underway. It's best of 5, of course, so a couple more maps needed for herO to win out. Just gonna see a gateway in the barracks on the way through. SCV and the probe coming up. Take a few moments here. Yeah, Cybercore in the next coming through. Reaper in the orbital coming about. Probe gonna nibble at the SCV. Just a little bit of back and forth as we take a few moments. Just gonna have ourselves the, again, Cybercore Nexus coming around, the factory building up, Reaper and Orbital both coming online as well, so just a little bit of everything coming through for now. We get set up here, all these early stages. Barrack's gonna drop down to Tech Lab, the factory's still producing. Got the Stalker on the way through, the Warp Gate coming online, Command Center and the SCV building as well. We're going to go back and forth for a little bit, so a little bit of back and forth there for the moment. Nothing too crazy just yet. Cyclone pulling back. What am I going to come through? Medevac and the Cyclone coming around as well. A couple more Marines just popping in. Cyclone going to lock onto the hallucination. Just going to knock that down. And obviously, I see the Immortal coming up from herO. So mixing the builds up from Stargate to Robo. A couple of different ways for him to get started here. At first. Again, Macfield Accelerator coming through. The Cyclone's still building up as well. But the mine is actually going to go just for one probe. Doesn't even save the mine. The Medevac at least will get out alive, but not too much dealt on the able stages. Seeing the hallucination, obviously keeping an eye on things. We are going to see the extra factories, guys. We are going to be seeing this commitment to mech as the Macfield Accelerator comes online. So Maru going to go to the mech, which is what a lot of Terrans have started to turn to recently in this matchup. A lot of Terrans are giving up straight up on bioplay in TvP, which is a little bit of a sign of the times. This battle mech has been fun though, and it's definitely been potent. And right here, Maru will start off with a Cybercore kill. A couple Stalkers and the Immortal stepping through, the Medevac lifting up, we back away. +1 charge, Prism, and the Cybercore continue to come about for the moment. So we're seeing the Cyclones locking again. This is actually nice. The Macfield being done, lots of damage, and the Stalkers melting. The Immortals at least will be a pretty good standing point to kind of turn this around, but if we can get lock-ons and kind of keep away from the Immortal shots, we could do well, but then the Prism shows up and will provide some micro that will help to nullify what those Cyclones are able to achieve so far. A couple more Cyclones in production. Charge coming up, +1 attack on the way in. The Dark Shrine building up next as well as herO brings that online. The additional gateways all being produced. So extra gates coming through. Cells in production. And we just have an attempted attack here from herO, who wants to just go quickly into this base. Scan onto the natural. Maru's going to see the gas there, only using a single gas. Good force field's going to keep a lot of the Cyclones away. We'll lift the Orbital to give us some more space to work with here. We nearly got the Prism, which would be a huge thing to get rid of because it would be able to, obviously, you know, Prism can micro and deny a lot of the Cyclone lock-ons. 3 Immortals still standing strong. 20 SCVs down. We are going to chase forward. These Cyclones looking to play clean up. The Liberator doing some good work on the other side of the map. Has been able to get a lot of probes to undo the advantage that herO's creating here. And herO loses everything. He does kill the Liberator. It's a 12-worker net advantage coming out of this from herO. 12 workers killed more for him than what Maru was able to do. But Maru has triple the army supply. And he's got a healing shrine that he's going to put to use on these Cyclones. And he's going to go across the map and he's going to push because he knows he cleaned up the majority of herO's army. And, you know, Maru did that damage with a single Liberator. herO used everything to deal that damage. And especially his Immortal count getting reset puts him in a very, very precarious position right now. The Zealots step forward. They do have charge. That will help. The Hellbats are very tanky. And they are doing their job of also just knocking down the Zealots and clearing up a little bit of space right now. Cyclones getting some lock-ons onto those Stalkers. A couple more Zealots getting warped in. You can see the Cyclones pushing through into the natural. There's not enough here. The counter from Maru will do wonders. And it is going to work perfectly. GG's. We get tied up 1-1 as the Cyclones carry through for game 2 here. And once more, it's the mech players that are finding up. As we have in the bottom right-hand corner, the red Protoss player had the advantage, but lets it slip away there. It is going to be herO taking on the blue Terran. In the top left corner of the map, we have Maru. Don't mind me trying to find my observer. Not gonna get there. Alright, we'll try different obs. This one, as we hop into game number 3 of this best of 5, getting this underway. Max Refinery coming through, the Assimilator and the Gateway coming about. Our probe coming online. Let's get this settled in for the next few moments. I don't know why we're fighting in chat, but chill out, guys. Don't need to debate balance. Never ends in a good place. I know the game is not in the best state right now. I think everyone appreciates that. There's no point fighting over it. Hopefully balance patch soon. Fingers crossed. There's no matchups are definitely not in very fun places, so hopefully soon we get some switch up and some mix up. It's definitely needed, but no point fighting about it. Just chill. We can just enjoy what we've got for now, and like I say, hopefully get a balance patch soon. People was complaining. I mean, to be fair, like, I think it's fair to say that, like, the game is maybe not in a very balanced state right now. I think it's one of the least balanced it's been in a long time. But at the end of the day, like, there's only, you know, if we complain about that every time we watch a game of StarCraft 2, then it's not fun, right? Like, the game is still good. But at the end of the day, like, you know, the thing is for us, for a balance issue to occur, the game is still very, very good. It's just we're so used to the game being extremely well balanced, honestly, for the most part. And even sometimes the game being a bit unbalanced doesn't matter too much as well. I think it's just the way in which the games play out right now feels a little bit less fun to watch, but like I said, if we sit around and talk about this every single time, then no one's ever going to have fun, right? So, to you, it looks like the most balanced place it's been. I mean, good. I mean, if that's how it feels for some people as well, then that's awesome as well. The numbers are pretty bad right now. I think there's a couple matchups which definitely do not look pretty. But that's also just my opinion too, right? So, you know. Settings have been adjusting and adding new builds and strategies. That's exciting. Yeah, I actually honestly seen some of the battle mech stuff work in this matchup. It's been fun. I just, I'm still not convinced about playing mech in TvP. Like, I need more evidence that this is truly a thing. What happens if the pros players figure out the mech though, right? Like, what does TvP becoming again at that point, right? Hey, what's up, Dagon? Thank you so much for the 29-month resub on the Prime. Obviously, this game getting going. The wouldn't mind drop trying to get in. Stalkers will be there to play the deflection. Good positioning from herO. Doesn't have blink yet, so it's important to be in position preemptively in that regard. Starport is going to switch off the tech lab, and it looks as though going to make some space for some barracks. Or factories, I should say, because it's once again Mac build, and it's once again going to be the Mac setup that Maru is aiming toward here. Maru's been playing very aggressively in this matchup for a long time as well. I mean, think back to Maru versus herO at Dallas this year. That was a very aggressively played series where Maru was purely playing for the early game and the very early entry-level mid-game kind of stuff. He was not playing for any long games at all. So not surprising to see him kind of try out one of those pushes in game 1 and then swing across to something completely different here for game 2 and 3. Because like I said, I think that's kind of been Maru's vibe for a while in this matchup. Stalkers step forward. The Cyclone can take a little volley of attacks right there, but doesn't go down. Those Stalkers trying to bully themselves for as much damage as possible. As the Stalkers step through once again. You can see the Stalkers getting turned around. The charge and the gates coming up. Robo facility coming through. Cyclones and the Hellions continue to come about, as well as just have the Stalkers and the Sentry. Continue to get up. We are going to see a blink forward. Cyclone's going to take a little bit of damage. Few Marines taking damage. Medevac's doing some lifting. A lot of shots going back the other way. Stalk and the Sentries get chased. The Locken's coming through. Potential to push this back the other direction as the SCVs going to pull back with those Medevacs. A couple lost, obviously. A lot of lost mine time as well for the moment. Stalkers will set up to potentially push in here one more time. Liberator, Cyclones, Hellions building through. The Temple Archives is on its way. Seeing that Forge, the Probe, and the Prism all still coming about. Stalkers are there, turning a few units around. Cyclones and the Hellions still building up. Just going to be seeing the Cyclones locking on. Triple Stalker going to go down. Nice. Again, those Cyclones lock on and a lot is done. Cyclone going to come about. Going to grab a Stalker. Just going to be seeing a couple Stalkers coming about. The Liberator gets pushed right back into that bottom right corner. Just going to be seeing the Mortal and the Zealot still coming up. Extra gates coming through. Stalkers going to be stepping up right now as the SCVs are going to be taking some hits. The Zealots, again, on one side of this, the Stalkers on the other, and I think Maru's in trouble. Maru's in a lot of trouble. This got absolutely destroyed. Liberator in the back end going to change things this time. herO going to take a 2-1 lead. GG's. Chill. Is TvP unbalanced or just miserable? Okay, my best question in response to this is, what part of the game is meant to be good for Terran? Because in the past, Protoss used to be this... Protoss as a race has changed a lot. In the past, at one point, it was about having high-tech, powerful units and kind of getting up to those while playing on a lower economy, but eventually ending up with a very powerful army. Then Protoss became about actually being kind of a bit of a swarmier race and having good economy, expanding quickly, and being able to play with a lot of units, right? And right now, Protoss kind of just does everything, right? Like, that is the problem. To me, I don't see what part of the game Protoss is meant to struggle in, because Protoss can play through every portion of the game with good information, with good choices, with good economy, with good tech. They can play greedy and be okay. Like, there's no... Like, and the only answer we've seen to some extent has been obviously the mech stuff. Before that, a little bit of the aggressive tank pushing and stuff from Terrans. Never been super fun either. But I think it's a very problematic matchup right now. I think it raises a lot of problems. But at the same time, I don't know how you really fix that, so... Is it as bad as when 2-base tank pushes were unstoppable? I mean, obviously recency bias makes that a hard statement to make, but I don't think anyone really enjoyed watching Terrans win off 2-base tank pushes every time that Protoss couldn't stop. I don't remember exactly when that was or what that felt like, right? So... What changes made Protoss much stronger? I think energy recharge really made it made this matchup very comfortable for Protoss, because you have hallucination scouting for a lot of the game. And also, I think a lot of the times when Protoss kind of get pressed right to the edge, the ability to kind of suddenly have a Templar and a couple of Storms to buy time for other Templar to gather energy is kind of insane as well. I think is a lot of the issues we're seeing. But even before Storm was kind of the problem, Protoss really, I mean, what herO was doing, herO really developed this matchup into something that was very powerful, which was he was able to confidently step on the map a lot of the time with 1 or 2 Colossus. And so he'd take a strong economy, step on the map. The Terran can't really drop, because if they drop, they don't have enough to defend. And if they drop, they get warped in against and defended against anyway. And so the Protoss just stands outside of the base, and then they just mass expand. That kind of style of play, I think, is what kind of created the problem, and energy recharge really doubled down on that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's a very complex situation. It wasn't necessarily just one thing. I think it's kind of the way that the matchup was developing, as well as some changes that were made in patches, has kind of combined to PvT being a very powerful matchup for Protoss right now. And that doesn't mean it's unwinnable for Terran, but I do think it's difficult to win for Terran. And what seems to be happening is that Terrans are finding less and less successful builds as well as time goes by, right? So, yeah, I mean, like I say, like I mean, like I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and think that, you know, we might figure something out, but so far nothing's really being figured out. So, personally, I think it's time we patch something up for TvP. But yeah, I mean, like I say, like maybe mech is genuinely the answer. But if you followed StarCraft 2 for an extended period of time, you have to realize how comical it is to say that our answer in TvP is going to be mech. like, there's got to be something which strikes you if you're a long-time StarCraft fan, where if mech is the best answer right now for TvP, if you know the history of mech in this matchup, you have to stop and be like, huh. No? I mean, the mech has been pretty good lately. I mean, I'm also out of touch a bit, guys. I've also not watched StarCraft for like 10 days, and that's a long time in the meta, so also things might have changed. I'm not sure if mech is the be-all and end-all still that people are going for and stuff, but yeah. Anyways, let's focus up on our game 4 here. Cycling gonna lock on. You're going to see this Adept is going to go down. This is going to go for this shove, so it is going to be Maru looking for some aggression, pushing across the other side. Going to get feisty quickly as we do see the Stalkers getting in and Medevac going down. A couple of tanks are going to siege up. Only 24 SCVs in this game for Maru. He has had a rough opener while I've been balance winding away. Couple tanks for siege. I'm just going to start pushing forward. I mean, he has to go. Like, at this point, he's not even building SCVs anymore, right? He knows he's committed. He knows that this is his chance. He knows that this is the opportunity he's built this on. And that's why he's being so very cautious as well, pre-sieging the tanks up. Charge not done for a while, so we're going to have a little while before charge is ready. That would be a big answer to this, but like I say, it's not ready just yet. 3 tanks are powerful. As herO watches this approach, he's going to step forward. hero's going to go for it too. The tank's on siege currently. The Immortal will get rid of the tank that is sieged. Well, actually very slowly, but we will get there in the end. The Vikings land for some additional damage output against those mechanical units. A new Immortal shows up. Tank will be able to siege the front. I think 1 tank's not enough, though, and actually that tank's going to go down as well. I don't think 1 tank ever does it, because 1 tank just doesn't have that kind of staying power. At that point, it feels like you just need enough Stalkers and you can blink in and kind of play cleanup, right? That's not really possible when 2 or 3 tanks are being that anchor. And that is going to be GG's. And that is going to be herO taking the 3-1 victory in the best of 5.